How's it going, YouTube? My name is Fox, and yeah, it's been a while since we've done uploads and whatnot, but I just want to hop into this stuff because today we are talking about Star Time Magicians. So in the OCG, they're getting a new structure deck, which is, I guess, it's called Pendulum Evolution. So if you remember what Master of Pendulum, I think they called it here. I don't know if they called it in the OCG, but yeah, I guess it's the final thing of it's looking to be like they're wrapping up Arc V, and I don't know if they're wrapping up with a bang, if they're wrapping up in a good way. Either way, they're still wrapping it up, so that's what we're seeing in this. But the one thing I didn't really ever expect Magicians to get, in my opinion, was like their own XZ, because I mean they were synergized with Odd Eyes well, and maybe that's and the Odd Eyes had XZs, had fusions, had synchros, like Odd Eyes had everything that you ever wanted it to have. But I never like thought Magicians would get their own extra kind of support anyway. But that's apparently not the case, I guess. So we're looking at this thing. So we have right here, I'm not pronouncing this. So we have Star Time Magician. It's a rank 4 dark spellcaster type XZ faction monster. So it's not bad. Like a rank 4 is most likely what they need it. I'm gonna go over. We have a lot of stuff to report on. I've been really late on. I've been lazy, so I think day by day. The reason also is I don't want to rip off any Cap G video because if I do a video on the same thing he does, I want to do the hero thing too. But I haven't. If he reports on any of this stuff, I don't think he's done this yet. But I don't mean to shout out other stuff too much. But I haven't watched any other people report on this kind of stuff, so I'm not. If I end up coming to the same conclusion or like the same thing that people have around this card that you may have seen. I'm not trying to rip people off. It's just, I guess, a or just a coincidence, rather. But yeah. Anyway, so let's get back into the card. So we have 2400 attack, 1200 defense. So if you look at Time Gazer, Stargazer, they have the like. I know Time Gazer Magician had it was like 1200 attack, 600 defense, and Time Gazer had Stargazer had 1200 attack and 2400 defense. So this is pretty much what their stats legitimately should have been. Maybe not for level 3, but at least for level 5. So it takes the best of the two stats and mashes them into one monster. And even the artwork on this card seems really cool. Like you get the whatever the hell, I don't know what they're actually holding. But this is supposed to be the clock. I've seen parts of it in the show. I gotta catch up on Arc V2, man. I'm gonna spoil it for cards, and it's not gonna be fun. Anyway, so the XYZ materials are 2 level 4 Magician Pendulum monsters, and it must first be XZ summoned with the above materials, which means you can't rank up in this thing. So there's not a lot of scenarios where that would help. But like if you had the PK rank up, you could theoretically make it in like Phantom Knights, I guess. Or something. I guess it's debatable in what you would make it in. I guess I guess in Dark Magicians theoretically, because if you took two Magician's rods, XZ them into like a break sword. I'm sure there's better dark XZs I could use examples for, and you end up using the effect twice for the duel, and now you activate the rank up and you get this. Anyway, but it seems like a lot of work, and I don't know. I guess they just want people rank. Maybe there's gonna be ways eventually you rank up into it that they don't want you to exploit or something. So there's that, or not rank up, but they don't want you to. Anyway, so once per turn, you can attach one XYZ material, add one dark spellcaster type to your hand from your deck, graveyard, or face-up pendulum in the extra deck. So we're gonna go over the new level 4s too. I think only one's that relevant to what Pendulum Magicians want to do, but just in general, being able to add like the new level 4s are 1 and 8 scale, so that's not horrible. I think Iris Magicians, which we'll get into, is really the only notable one you would ever want to add, but which is an 8 scale. It's not bad. And then once per turn, if a Pendulum monster in your monster zone or Pendulum zone will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can send one spellcaster type monster from your deck to the graveyard instead. Which, honestly, I know Pendulum Magicians don't have much synergy in the graveyard because they're a Pendulum deck, but you do play a lot of monsters in a lot of Pendulum decks, so just being able to get that initial protection. The only thing I don't like about this, it's restricted to only one monster at a time. Like if it was like like we had the apostrophe, not apostrophe, but if we had like S there, you know what I mean. So it could be like if you summoned into a bottomless or something, you could protect it. But I guess it's just for that one monster. So I guess if you pen 4 while this guy's on the field, and they do a bottomless, I guess you could protect 1. I guess I'm not actually sure how that would work. But yeah, like the searchability you can make with this card, I think is freaking amazing. And now I should have had it already open, but I'm lazy. You know it. I know it. It's a sad truth. But we're gonna go. I'm gonna cover a lot of this stuff over time because we have a lot to report on. I just anyway. But I want to mainly jump into the new magicians. So like these two. So what we know about these guys, right? So we know in Arc V, at least I didn't know until they fucking released this shit, but we know there's gonna be this thing called Zark, and I guess we get its effect next week, assumably next week or two. So it's supposed to have a terrifying effect, and really when Konami really puts OCG Konami says something's gonna have a good effect, they literally mean it. They said I think they said Denglong was gonna have, I forget what the word oh my god, I forget what they used to describe it with, but they said it was gonna have a pretty good effect, and Danglong's practically broken for what Yang Zings want to do. So there's that. Anyway, so the way this kind of works is the way you're supposed to summon this is for these guys, and they both pretty much do the same thing. So and you have Astrograph, which is a 7 and a scale 1, and God, and Chronograph, which is a level 6 and a scale 8, which is okay. I think this one's better in general, but so both their effects pretty much read that, well, they can each destroy each other and you get a star and either get a Stargazer or a Time Gazer, which is completely useless because you don't play those anyway. But more importantly, you can banish the card you control and banish one Pendulum Dragon, XZ Dragon, Synchro Dragon, and Fusion Dragon from your hand field or graveyard to special summon this thing called Hyaru Zark. Probably kill my pronunciation. From your extra deck and treat it as a fusion. So off the bat, we know whoever this Hyaru Zark, we know what it looks like. We practically kind of know it's gonna be a dragon, and we know it's gonna be a fusion monster. So and we know it's gonna have a terrifying effect. So really, what this does, I don't really know. I would think it would kind of combine what the dragons are supposed to do, or maybe it just literally summons them all back on. Maybe it does something. Like, or maybe it, like, nukes your opponent's board and then literally summons all the ones since you banish them all back. Could be something. Generally, I don't know how meta something like this could be, but the reason why it's not what Konami takes. Now, normally it'd be like an anime card, but Konami probably just really wants you to use these, so they created all these new magicians. They're all level 4, they can all search them off Pendulum Call. They're all level 4, and they're all 1 in 8 scale, and they're all treated as, like, this one's treated as a Fusion Dragon, this one's treated as a Synchro Dragon, this one's treated as an XZ Dragon, and this one's a Pendulum Dragon, which isn't horrible, even though they're spellcasters anyway. But yeah, and most of them are dark, except for this one, because Clear Ring had to be a wind. Anyway, though. But yeah, these all, so, like, all these things, all 6 of these, which I just went over with the XZ, they're all searchable off of, his effect. And, since these are all Magician level 4s, it makes making that card extremely easy, which is kind of scary, I'll be honest. Like, so generally, like, I could go over, like, so initially they'll do something when they get destroyed, and they can protect, like, Magicians in the Pendulum scale. Like, this one makes it gain, like, 1200 attack when it's, in the Pendulum effect, in the Pendulum zone, and then when it's sort of a battle card effect, you can just pop a card, and that's about it. I mean, it kind of has synergy with Luster, I guess. Initially, this one's just a tuner, and then if it's Pendulum Summon and it's used for a Synchro Summon, you have to banish it. It's just a generic tuner, and, and you can negate an effect that targets the Dark Spellcaster. Generally, these aren't gonna do much. Like, they're okay. Like, this one revives the Dark Spellcaster. Like, maybe they have stuff with Dark Magicians. This one is, you can target one face up. This one's pretty much kind of like a Dark Rebellion. Actually, yeah, this one's, I think, isn't it Dark? Wait. Becomes half its current attack, and then destroy this guy. So it becomes, like, I guess, like a Dark Rebellion in the Pendulum effect, and then it blows itself up. And then this would trigger, because it would target one in the graveyard, so it's not bad. For what they do in Pendulum Magicians, they're not that good, though. But it's Iris Magician, man. This is where all the money is. Anyway, so it's a level 4 Dark Spellcaster effect monster. And these are all in the, I don't know, wait, no, these are not in the Dimension Box. I wouldn't say that's my favorite set, but it's, no, the Structure Deck might be the best thing out of RP, maybe. I say that a lot. Anyway, but once per turn, you can target one Dark Spellcaster you control, and you double any damage it does. And, inflicts to your opponent when it battles a monster. Which, I mean, it's okay, but the more important thing is that when it's destroyed, you add one Pendulum Graph card to your deck to your hand, or from your deck to your hand, and it's level 4, scale 8. And which means its searchability to get to possibly the best card Pendulum Magicians will ever get in their fucking lifetime, my friends. And that is the Pendulum Graph of the Ages, which you might pretty much just, it's kind of the card that would seem like it would wrap up the entire plot of Arc V, in my perspective, unless I think the villain plays these, though. I'm not really sure. Or some weird person named Zark. I haven't watched the show, so yeah. Anyway, So spellcaster monsters you control cannot be targeted by opponent's spell effects, which is not horrible because, I mean, there's not a lot of spells that target. Well, actually, there probably are, but to my knowledge, it's more monster effects that target, so this effect isn't that great. But, better yet. So this is the best thing. If a Magician Pendulum monster leaves your Monster Zone or Pendulum Zone, you can add one Magician Pendulum monster from your deck to your hand. Which means if you go Sky Iris, I don't know, put a Dragon Pit in there, and you pop it, you're adding an Odd Eyes, and then off of this, you're literally adding, like, oh, yeah, or Pendulum Zone. So you would scale your Dragon Pit, you would play Odd Eyes, or you play Sky Iris, you pop it. Now you're searching an Odd Eyes card, and you're searching a Magician. So you literally, by popping one card, you went +2, if that makes any sense at all. So honestly, this card does freaking wonders for the deck. Plus, it's all once per turn, but you can also trigger this off on your opponent's turn. So if they like dark hole your field or something stupid like that, you're still getting a search out of it. And honestly, yeah, can you ghost ogre it? Sure, but it's still pretty good. I mean, not getting targeted by spell effects is decent. Not that I don't think there are that many that really target anymore, but it's still really good for what this card does. It was said unaffected. This card would be like fire. Um, But yeah, so next week, I guess next week or two, we'll see what this Zark thing does. We'll see if it's worth running initially. Because if it's something super broken and you're going to run all these, because really the only one that seems practical to run is maybe like, well, really this one, because it just searches Pendulum Graph and it's, I don't know. But anyway, guys, that's kind of the wrap up. I kind of went off a little topic there. Well, not to an extent, I guess. But yeah, and in general, Startime Magician has the capability of searching all of these guys out. You have the capability of running a lure because you have so many freaking targets for it now, or at least more targets, I guess. Like being able to search, well, you can't search, you don't search Wisdom Eye, but there are a bunch of different targets you can search off of this. But still, yeah, this card looking really good at the set, giving them protection in general. But yeah, that's what I kind of figure what this is going on. If you have, I don't know, if you like Magicians, if you hope they become meta again, if you actually hate Magicians and you never want to see them live another day or something, just leave a like and whatever, or whatnot. Comment in the comments below, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one. See ya.